the two-step process, the two-step routine that is gonna fix your English. And to practice your mouth muscles, these muscles, you need to develop that memory of the sound. And in order to develop the Hello everybody, how are you all? Hope you're doing great. So welcome back to another session of learning English and speaking English fluently with me. In today's session, I'm going to tell you something that is going to help you fix your English. Basically, you're going to fix your English fluency at whatever level you are. It does not matter. From beginners to intermediate, you are going to become one level up if you follow this two-step English routine that I'm gonna tell you today. This particular English routine is something that is not going to include any kind of grammar. So we are going to do it in the most natural way possible. Are you all ready for this? I'm Shivangi Gupta, your CELTA-certified English language tutor, certified by the University of Cambridge, the UK. Before beginning, please subscribe the channel so that you can get all the English video lessons that I upload for you on this channel. Please like this video and share it with your friends too. Now coming back to today's lesson, the English routine that I'm gonna tell you, the two-step English fix. Now these two steps, or you can say the two exercises that I'm gonna tell you today, are to be followed consecutively. Basically, the exercise number 1 followed by the exercise number 2. That is very important. That is why it's just not two steps or two exercises. No, it's a complete routine for you that you can follow every day. A complete routine that is going to help you a lot in becoming fluent. And this will also give you a native-like English environment where you can improve naturally without the hassle of learning any grammar. Now, a lot of times, people are too focused on grammar. I know that is something which creates a big hindrance for you because learning the grammar, the basic structure of language is important. But what if you can take a step back and you can just focus on the speaking part, on the fluency, rather than focusing on grammar? So in this particular lesson, we are going to create a routine for you that is going to help you learn English as an adult. You are going to use the two most intense exercises that can help you become fluent. Now, let's begin with the routine and the step number 1. You can call it the step number 1, exercise number 1, or the technique number 1, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. So, the routine is going to be 30 minutes long. It's a 30 minutes routine that you need to follow. Giving 30 minutes to yourself to improve your English every day, or maybe on the alternate days you can do this. For example, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, or maybe Tuesday, Thursday or Saturdays. It's all up to you. You can do it either way. But if you do it, you're gonna see huge improvement. The 30 minutes are crucial for you. Let's begin with the routine. Now in this particular routine, the first thing that you need to fix your English is listening. Listening is the base of any language. I am telling you throughout my lessons that listening is important. You cannot neglect. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm going to tell you a particular story of mine from which you can understand why listening is so important. Now, when I was doing CELTA, after that, I taught two groups. I had two groups. Now, all of them were adults, kind of teachers. There were engineers, mixed group of adults, professionals, both the groups. One group was at intermediate level, the B1 level, and other group was at the B2 level, upper intermediate level. Now the group which was at B1 level, they all of them, they were great readers. So if I'm displaying something, they would grasp the concept naturally quite well. But if I'm gonna give them something verbally, an instruction verbally, without the help of some written support, written material displayed on the screens, on their board, if it's not there, they had some kind of difficulty in grasping what is the instruction given to them. Now, on contrary, group number 2, the ones who were at B2 level had crazy listening skills. I just have to tell them verbally what is the task, what they need to do. If I'm going to explain them the task and do not provide any kind of written material to them, still they were able to grasp each and everything. But one thing I found, that if I'm going to skip giving them any kind of verbal instruction and I'll just display it on board the instructions, they would get confused. That means their listening skills were crazy. If you are at some kind of level, you are going to focus on certain kind of skills. People who focus on their listening skills, they become more advanced in their language. That's the proof, the live proof. And that is something that I found, that when they were improving the B1 level, when they were improving and they got to that B2 level, their listening skills improved a lot. And listening helped them improving their skills, the fluency too, the speaking fluency. So your listening skills are very important. Why? Because when you listen, you're constantly interacting with the language. You're feeding your mind, your brain with the language. It's very important. So it acts as a model. When you're learning a language, you need a good model of the language to grasp it. Without the model, you can't do it. For example, let's take the example of your native language or a child who is native English speaker. They constantly interact with the language. You must have listened to your native language constantly, right? That's why listening is very important, because through listening, you grasp the language naturally, a natural sense of the language, which is very important. So if you directly jump on reading or directly jump on the grammar, you are skipping a major part of becoming fluent in your English language. Listening builds up that fluency because you're getting good models of sounds. Subconsciously, you're getting confidence to speak a particular word, the phrase, the sentences. Subconsciously, you're getting confident about using have, had, has, because you are creating a natural sense of using them. So, listening is actually crucial for you because you are listening to a lot of words. You know how to pronounce them. When you listen to a particular language, you gain confidence to speak it later on. Because once you've fed yourself with enough language, speaking it becomes easy. You have a lot of words here in your mind because you've not just read them, you've listened to them. The sounds, because when we speak, we produce certain sounds, and if we interact with those sounds as the base of our learning, continuously interacting with those sounds, our mind would automatically want to replicate the same sounds. And that is why you should listen to something for at least 20 minutes in English, 15 to 20 minutes of pure listening. No excuses, nothing. I just want you to find a quiet place, sit down and listen to something in English straight for 15 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes is the time frame, the time period, or the time bar that you need to have. Now, for this particular activity, you can select a podcast. You can select any of the YouTube video. You can select any of the movie. Maybe the 15-minute section of a movie or 20-minute section of a movie would work. I'm not saying that take up the whole movie. The movie could be something that you've watched recently. For example, you have watched my particular video where I'm recommending you movies. I've given you a lot of lessons with movie recommendations, right? So I've selected one movie of mine that I've recommended. You've watched it. So now you know the language that is used in that particular movie. Subconsciously, your mind is now aware of the language, of the characters, of the theme of the movie. So it's easy for you to follow along with that particular movie. That's why take something up that you've already watched. Any 15 to 20 minute section of this particular movie or the web series would work. Take it up, listen to it. Listen to it straight away. Do not take any pause. Do not pause in between. Do not rewind. No. Pure 15 minutes of continuous listening to the content. It must be natural. If you're pausing, rewinding, it's not natural. I just want you to have raw form of listening. And it's raw When you listen to the sounds, when you listen to the audio as it is presented to you in its authentic manner, do not slow it down, do not play it on a faster mode, do not take a pause, do not rewind, just listen to it, pure listening. And once you're done with the listening, we are going to move on to the second step, the second exercise of this particular routine. So, are you ready? Let's move. Now, the exercise number 2 that you must follow after listening is shadowing. Shadowing is the exercise that's the most important one for you to develop your sense of fluency, to practice words, to practice sounds as they are in a particular language. Now, shadowing is something that I love a lot, a lot. And I have created a particular exercise that's guided shadowing. That's different. That you do with me. You can check out my videos to practice it with me. Now, what is shadowing? Shadowing is something that you do on your own, completely on your own. It's a self practice technique, and you need to do it with either a movie or a web series. That is why I'm saying that you cannot shadow the whole movie for 2 hours or maybe a whole episode for 30 minutes. That's too much. But taking out a chunk of 10 minutes or 15 minutes would work fine for you. Now, we have around 20 to 30 minutes in this particular routine, right? 20 to 30 minutes. Why? Because the first half of the time period you have utilized to listen. Now, we are going to use the very same clip that you have taken out to listen, because you have listened to it once, your mind is prepared enough, your mind is familiar with the sounds that are there, and you can shadow along with this particular clip easily. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to act as an echo of the person who's speaking in the video. Now, acting as an echo, the word shadow is like a shadow that's created, right? When you walk in the moonlight or when you walk under some kind of light, sunlight, you can see a particular shadow forming behind you, and the shadow walks along with you continuously. It's there with you. Shadowing is something similar, that you speak just right after the speaker, along with the speaker, with the difference of like milliseconds. So when you do that, that's shadowing. You're working as an echo. So have you ever tried to shout in a place which is kind of a big hall or maybe a mountain area, and you can hear your sound continuously after that? That's an echo. So you shout a word like cool and you can hear it in a repeated way, where the pitch and the tone, the voice just decrease right after that, right? So that is echo. You have to work as an echo of the speaker. You are working as an echo of the speaker. That is shadowing. Now, this is very important for you to practice your intonation, your pronunciation, and to practice your mouth muscles. These muscles, you need to develop that memory of the sound, and in order to develop the memory of the sound, shadowing is very important. Now, when I used to take my live classes, now these days I'm getting a lot of requests from all of you to take those live classes. I do understand your point, but right now I am not taking any kind of live classes. These YouTube lessons are classes for you, and they are enough. So you must watch all of these lessons that I'm uploading for you, and these are your live classes. So when I used to take live classes a few months back, when I was doing that, so at that particular time, the shadowing was something that a lot of people were so happy to do with me, and they improved a lot with their pronunciation. So there are areas of pronunciation you do not even realize. For example, a simple word as result was pronounced in a very different way. Incorrect pronunciation of result I was able to see in that particular group. So it's a very simple word. We use it in our day-to-day conversations, and a simple word like result, you can't imagine that a person may be confused about the pronunciation of this particular word. But without pointing it out, without making it obvious, the person was actually able to improve the pronunciation. I did not have to point it out to the person who was there in the group. And yes, shadowing helps you a lot in improving the pronunciation. So My guided shadowing always helps my student, and I believe if you do shadowing on your own, the shadowing exercise, you are gonna improve your pronunciation too. So do it. Do it on your own. 10 minutes of dedicated shadowing. You've listened to a particular audio, you've listened to that audio. That means your mind knows about these sounds. It's prepared enough. Now just listen to it. Act as an echo of that particular audio and do not pause in between. You must not pause. If you take a pause, that's not shadowing. Shadowing is not about pause and speak. No, it's about just speaking as it is with the speaker. You can't take a pause. Otherwise, the whole point of shadowing gets lost. It's actually an advanced technique. You might think that's difficult. If I don't pause, how would I understand? That is why you have to do it daily. That is why you have to do it at least 3 times in a week so that you can develop your skills. Skills of speaking, your fluency in everything. This is actually not an easy exercise. I do agree. It is an advanced exercise. But this exercise can take you to the advanced level of speaking and advanced level of fluency. That's my guarantee. If you take a pause in between, that's not shadowing, that's imitation. It's called imitation. And imitation is for beginners. It's at a very beginner's level and you can do that. But if you want to do shadowing, if you really want to improve your fluency, you must focus on doing shadowing. That is to speak with the speaker, act as an echo, and do not take a pause for the next 15 minutes of that particular clip. No pause. If you're missing out on a word, that's fine. It's missed. Just continue. You need to just continue. Speak as much as possible. If you are skipping a few words, if you're not able to understand here and there what the speaker is saying, completely fine. You just need to follow up. You need to just keep on going. Keep on speaking the parts that you understand. Do not take a pause. That's the major part of this particular technique. This is what makes it shadowing. So do it for the next 15 minutes and see the improvement in your fluency after you do maybe 10 to 15 exercises of this particular technique that I've told you today. So this is the 2-step process, the 2-step routine that is gonna fix your English. If you take up the 2 steps, you do it for maybe 30 times. After those 30 times, the significant fluency that you're gonna find in yourself, that's going to be amazing. Totally amazing. What are you waiting for? I've explained each and every step of this routine for you to become absolutely fluent in English. Take it up, do it. I'm gonna meet you again in a new lesson. Before going, do not forget to like the video, share the video with your friends, and also do not forget to subscribe to the channel. You get a lot of English video lessons on this channel, and to not miss them out, please subscribe the channel. I'm gonna meet you again in the new lesson. Till then, everybody, take care and bye.